If you're moving to San Antonio and you're looking for a neighborhood that is quiet, it's serene, it's got a lot of access to amenities like shopping, hospitals, and just easy access around the city. If you want to spend your time outdoors in nature, just like this, you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of the city. Well, this is definitely a neighborhood you need to consider. So today's neighborhood is Bulverde. We're going to take you into the neighborhood. We're going to talk about all the things that are important to you when you're moving into a new city, like schools, like housing, like amenities, shopping, entertainment, and all those good things. So by the end of this video, after you watch it, you're going to know whether or not Bulverde is a community for you or not. And if it is, man, I'm glad you're here. So stick around. Let's check out the video. But if you're not interested in this neighborhood, don't worry, because there's a lot more to come. But for now, let's get right to it now. Hey there, if we haven't met, my name is Jesse Lopez. I'm the owner of Blue Utopia Realty here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a real estate agent, broker that owns his real estate company, and I help people like you moving to San Antonio every single day. And I absolutely love my job. So I spent 23 years in the United States Air Force, and I did move once or twice. Actually, I moved a total of like 13 times while in service. So I know the ins and outs of moving to a new city. And guess what? A lot of the times I did it wrong. So I took all those experiences and all those lessons and I packaged them up and I started this channel just for you. So if you're moving to San Antonio and you want to know everything there is to know about living, playing, eating, sleeping, and just being in San Antonio, then you're definitely in the right channel. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and tap on that bell so you're notified every single time I put out a new video. So we're here in Bulverde and I'm in the neighborhood. I'm gonna, in a minute, jump into the truck and we're gonna go ahead and take a tour of the actual neighborhood. And but I just wanted to show you, like, the homes that are here, they're just traditional homes, and they're, a lot of the homes are made with brick, and they're, you know, they have stone. So the average price, and we'll get a little bit more into the numbers, is about $500,000 in this neighborhood. But I mean, look at what you get. Look at those homes behind me. Look how beautiful they are, right? And then look at this over here. Hopefully you could see it, but I'm going to take you to this corner, and if you could see behind me out there, and it's kind of hazy today because it wasn't a nice day, it's just starting to clear up, but you can see some homes up at the hilltop. So we're going to jump in the truck, we're going to actually go take a look at those. But just to give you an idea of the demographics of people living here, the average household income is about $125,000 a year. The median range, or the average range, excuse me, is 34 years old. So out of the people that live here, about 30% of them are under 18. So there's a lot of families here. And then 8% are over 65. So it kind of gives you an idea of who lives here and what they're looking for. They're looking for family friendly, you know, nice neighborhoods. Like, look at these homes right here. They're looking for nice neighborhoods where they can raise a family, raise children. And it's really good because in a little bit, we'll get into the whole, you know, statistics on the schools and, you know, what you can expect if you're moving to this neighborhood. But for now, we're going to jump in the truck. We're going to take a ride around the neighborhood so I can show you the different, you know, the different houses, and I'll give you the statistics on, you know, what you could expect if you're moving into this neighborhood. So yeah, let's get to it. I think this is a nice place. Like, it's so quiet, it's so peaceful. I mean, I actually have a client that bought a home right down the street. I'm tempted to go knock on her door, but I'm probably not going to do that. So let's jump in the truck and go take a look at the neighborhood. All right, so let's go ahead and go take a ride around this neighborhood. We'll drive through a couple of neighborhoods. Look at those houses up there in the hill right there. They're pretty nice. So this neighborhood that we're driving through is one of the gated communities. So you're gonna find a lot of nice homes here. And then we'll go through a couple of communities that are not gated so you can see the difference. I'm going to be obviously talking about the homes, looking at the camera. Sometimes I'm not going to look at the camera, so I just want you to be aware. I have to make sure that I'm driving and I'm not going to crash into anybody. But the first thing that, notice in the homes is that they're very well built. They're traditional homes. They got some Tudor influence, but they're made out of brick. They're made out of stone. There are some that are stucco, and some have hardy plank siding, which is a cement board. And look at this lady here. Her dog's getting out of the way, going out of control. But yeah, so the homes in this community are pretty large. So this is not the average home that's in this community. These homes are probably more like $800,000-$900,000, about that price range. But look at how much space is in between them. Look at how well they're built, and it's just, this is a nice home. These are nice homes to be in. But the area, though, is traditionally more single-family homes. You can find some apartment complexes in the outer regions of it, but for the most part, they're single-family homes like this. And yeah, there's no, that I could tell, there was no condos, there was no townhomes, nothing like that. So you're mainly looking at single-family homes that you'll find in this neighborhood. Well, not just this neighborhood, this whole area, right? So yeah. Some other things to note is not just the trees. So there's a lot of trees that are, it's not like a new build community where there's no trees or they chop everything down. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of shade. So a lot of the trees that we have here in Texas are oak trees. So these are called live oak trees. They have little leaves. I personally don't like live oak trees because they make a big mess in the yard. But look at these houses. Look at how grand they are. It's pretty nice. So let's take a left here. We're going to go up this hill. You can check out these houses here. One thing that I do want to point out, if you look at this wall right here, look at how it's a big rock wall. So there's a lot of areas in San Antonio that you have foundation issues, but you won't have any foundation issues here, because look at the dirt is maybe an inch deep, and then it's nothing but rock. So, we all know foundations are super important, when building a home. If you were to build in the northern part of San Antonio, you're going to notice that there's a lot of rock. So the homes are super stable. The likelihood of having any kind of foundation issues is pretty slim to none. But yeah, look at the ground, how all that is nothing but rock. So these homes are going to be here forever. Other parts of town, not so much. If you want to know what parts of town do have foundation issues, do me a favor, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'll answer them all. I got your back, okay, with all the information you need when you're moving to San Antonio. But let's take a look at another neighborhood. So let's go ahead and drive to another neighborhood, because these are on the higher end as far as price points. I want to show you something that's more in we kind of looked at one already, the $500,000 range, but I want to show you, what those homes look like, because these are, look at that's grand. That's a nice home. So yeah, let's go take a look at some other homes in the neighborhood. So just to give you an idea, this area, Bulverde, like I mentioned, there's several different neighborhoods, and the low end, you could find a home for about $300,000, and I'll take you to a neighborhood that is one of those $300,000 homes. But on the high end, it goes all the way up to $3 million. There's a little community, it's called Sendero Ranch. That neighborhood has homes that are 2-acre, 3-acre, 5-acre lots. So the homes that we just went by, if you thought those were nice, these are even nicer, but I don't have access to that. So you're just gonna have to imagine what a 300, or excuse me, a 3 acre or 5 acre lot with a $2 or $3 million home sitting on it looks like. And I mean, I can show you aerial footage, but for the most part, I can't drive in there. But I say that to say this, like, if that's your budget and you want to be in this area, definitely have options. There's definitely options. There's another neighborhood that's north of Stone Oak, and that one is a gated community. And that one as well, you can get homes that are, in the 800 to, $5 million range. So definitely options. You have a lot to choose from. But for now, let's take a look at this neighborhood. So this neighborhood is more of a probably about $700,000 range. So you can buy a home here about $700,000. These homes were built about the early 2000s to about 2010, 2015. So they're still fairly new, respectively, compared to other neighborhoods in San Antonio. So you'll notice that, you get a lot of bang for your buck. So it's a new home. They're built on solid rock, and you're not going to have any issues when you're buying one of these homes here. Now, let's say that you wanted to move to the area, but you don't want to purchase a home. So maybe that's out of your budget. Maybe you're just moving here for a little time, for a short while, and you want to rent. Well, you can absolutely rent. And the highest rent that I found is $3,500 a month. But, honestly, for $3,500 a month, you might as well buy a house, because that's a lot of money to just throw away. There's a little saying in my industry that, rent is 100% interest. So I usually don't advise people to rent, because that is, a lot of money to not get any return on. But on the low end, you can rent a home, and this is for rentals of homes. You can rent a home for $1,800 on the low end, $3,500 on the high end. And if you notice, these neighborhoods are really nice. So you might be asking yourself, like, what is the crime rate here? Well, I talk about this in every video because I know it's important, and you need to know what, the neighborhoods offer and what kind of area. Because one of the, most important things that people, when they call me and they ask me, they're like, hey, Jesse, I need a house, but I need it in a good school district, and I need it in a safe area, right? So there's definitely tons of apps that you can use to see what the crime statistics are for neighborhoods. But I'll tell you, the general index for this neighborhood, or excuse me, for this area, on a national level, San Antonio falls at a 4, and this neighborhood is more of a 2 and 3. So that's great news. Like, you can assume that it's pretty safe. Now, is there a crime? Probably, but there's other websites that I could share with you. If you do, just send me a text, send me an email. I'll share those links for you so you could do your own research. But for the most part, a 2 and a 3, man, that's almost like non-existent. I did look at some maps, and I was looking at some crimes, not in this area, but in a different one for a client that's moving here. And it was more of 4, so like a national average, San Antonio average. But they were like theft, or, it wasn't one of the higher crimes like murder. It was more, theft, larceny, that kind of stuff. But again, there are resources where you can look at that stuff. It is important where you move, because I want to make sure, and this is kind of part of why I do what I do. Look at this amenity center right there. So most communities have amenity centers. Some of them go over the top, and they're like really, really nice. But that one right there, you see, you have your pool, you have a basketball area, you have a playground. So most of the communities are going to have that in them. There's very few communities that do not have amenity centers. So look at that right there. You got a barbecue area. So you got plenty of stuff that will entertain you if you move into these neighborhoods. Anyway, let's take a look at these homes right here. So these homes, as I was mentioning, are probably more in the $700,000-$800,000 range. Not like the homes previously shown. Those were probably in the million. But what you'll notice about these homes is that they're made out of brick, they're made out of stone. Some of them have siding, like that hardy plank right there on the second floor. But for the most part, they're really built really well, and they, they hold a lot of value. So if you're moving to this area and you wanted to buy a house, you might be wondering, like, okay, so what are the schools like? What are the schools that service this area? And the first thing, because again, I get a lot of people that call me, and the things that are important to them, which are probably the same things that are important to you, are going to be the schools. What is a crime rate? So I'm going to cover that stuff right now. So the area, Bulverde, is serviced by the high school. It's called Johnson High School. So Lady Bird Johnson, from Texas. So Lady Bird Johnson High School is the one that services this area, and they are rated A+ by niche.com. So if you have a high school kid, you're gonna actually have a real good education for them because they're rated A+. And the middle school, there's two middle schools. One is Tex Hill, and I don't know who he is. Probably should have researched them. But the other one is Tejeda. So Tejeda Middle School and Tex Hill School are the middle schools. Both of those are also rated A by niche.com. And then the third one is Cibolo Green Elementary School. So the elementary school, take a look at this park right here. I'm driving around this park. Here's an amenity center for this neighborhood. So most of the amenity centers in these neighborhoods are going to be over the top. So they have, pools, splash pads, they have slides, a lot of the, playgrounds, tennis courts, basketball courts. So all those things you're going to be able to find in these neighborhoods if you're moving to this part of town. So one of the things that I like about this area, and I've already kind of touched on it, is that it's part of the hill country. So you have these rolling hills, so you have homes on top of the hill overseeing other homes. So you bet those homes are at a premium because you have it in an elevated state where you can see over the other houses. It's just it's really nice area to live. The crime rate, again, a lot of people ask me about the crime rate. The crime rate here on a national average from 0 to 10, the national average is 4. San Antonio is 4, and this area, Bulverde, is actually a 2 and a 3. So the crime rate is actually lower here than in San Antonio. So take a look at these houses now. This is a different neighborhood. So these homes are, again, real solid built, either stone, or rock, stone or brick. And some of them have hardy plank siding, some of them have stucco. But yeah, they're really nice homes. Again, these are probably in the $700,000-$800,000 range, where you can get a house in this area. So look at that 3-car garage. One of my clients once asked me, he goes, "What are all those stars?" And I laughed. I'm like, we're the Lone Star State. So if you look at these homes, some of them have those big stars I just pointed out a minute ago. That's just because we're in Texas, like the Lone Star State. We love our stars. We love, Texas. It's a Texas thing. So if you're moving to Texas, then you want to get educated on Texas, right? Like, what do we do that people do here in Texas? Like, what are some Texas isms? Barbecue. Barbecue is one of the things that we absolutely love, right? So we're not talking about here, I'm going to probably offend somebody, but we're not talking about your green egg. We're not talking about your Krager or anything like that. We're talking about offset smoking with real wood. If you like barbecue, here's the thing that I do for my clients. When they close, I offer to make them a smoked brisket. And I'm going to tell you, I don't want to toot my own horn, but those briskets are phenomenal. So if you move to San Antonio and you decide to use me as your agent, hold me to that. I will make you a brisket. I'll make it with love. I sit out there for about 12 to 16 hours smoking it, so we can enjoy it at your housewarming party. But if you're moving to San Antonio and you want that kind of information, you need somebody that knows what they're talking about. You need somebody that has lived here their entire life and knows the ins and outs of San Antonio. Guess who that person is? Me. So to schedule an appointment so you can get on the phone with me, we could discuss what your family needs are, and we can actually put you in the right place. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, you know, I moved to San Antonio, I had no help, or I had the wrong help, and now I hate the neighborhood I live in, or it's a crime-ridden neighborhood, or whatever it is, right? It bothers me, and I wish I could get a hold of everybody in the world moving to San Antonio, but I can't, right? I'm trying my best by putting videos out. So if that's you, if I'm speaking to you, do me a favor, let's talk, right? No obligation. Even if you don't use me, I'll still help you because I love San Antonio and I want to make sure that you love San Antonio as well. So, all right, well, we're going to travel up to one of the biggest shopping spots here in this area so I can show you about shopping and entertainment. Let's go at it. All right, so we're headed to the village of Stone Oak, and we're going to take a look. We're going to drive by Johnson High School, and so if you're wondering what village of Stone Oak is one of the main shopping areas around here. It's one of the main shopping centers around here where you get to go, you know, buy things like from Target, from other stores. Like we'll drive by there. I'll show you. There's a movie theater there. There's tons of restaurant, whether you like sushi, you like Mexican food, you like whatever you like there's just so much stuff, and we're only probably about 2 miles away from it, so conveniently located. We're gonna make a left turn here on Bulverde Road, and then we're gonna go to TPC Parkway and make a right, and then we're right there. So yep, let's enjoy the view. Take a look at these trees in front of us. Those are mountain cedar trees. If I have to warn you about something, is if you have allergies in the springtime, you're definitely going to want to get some allergy medicine, because those trees, they put out this pollen. It's a yellow pollen and it covers everything, and you will be miserable if you don't take some medicine, because it's just, this pollen just gets you. I remember when I was young, I was about 17 years old, and every spring I get sick, and it was because of those pollen trees right there. Little did I know I had allergies. Later on I figured it out, and now I take medicine, so I'm good to go. Alright, so Johnson High School is right in front of us. You can see it sits on top of the hill. We're gonna make a right on this road, but that's the high school right there. And then to the left over here is Cibolo Canyons. That's another neighborhood that's in Bulverde. See if I can get around this truck right here. Cibolo Canyons is another neighborhood that has a lot of nice homes inside the Bulverde area. TPC Parkway is up that Marriott TPC is up that way, so that's a resort, has a lot of nice restaurants, has a lot of things to do. If you like golf, that's the place to golf. Alright, so we're pulling up onto the village of Stone Oak, which is a shopping center. You can see right in front of me you have Target. So there's a lot of shopping choices that you can make here. As I mentioned, there's a theater, there's restaurants, there's a Starbucks, because Starbucks are everywhere. So I'm going to turn into this street right here, and I'll show you the main shopping, or the larger stores that you can find here, and then we'll go to the other part that I wanted to show you. So here's Target. My wife loves Target. I don't know if you like Target, but my wife just absolutely loves it. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go around the back side so I can come up the front side and show you all of these all these stores. So shopping is usually pretty important to people as well. So they want to live in a place that has a lot of amenities and things to do. So right now we're at the village of Stone Oak, which is a major shopping area. I can turn this camera on. I'm going to show you. There's just so many shops here that you can go and buy things and eat things and all kinds of stuff. So there's restaurants, there's bars, there's clothing stores, jewelry stores, craft stores, everything you can think of. And also right down the street, or not down the street, on the other end of the complex, you have larger stores like Home Goods, like Target. So I know my wife loves Target. So if you need to be around an area like this, then this is definitely going to be the first and most closest place that you can go shopping here if you live in Bulverde. So there's still a ton of other options that you can shop in. Stone Oak, I actually did a video of Stone Oak and started here, but Stone Oak is right on that other side over here. And so US 281, US Highway 281 has a ton of shops, a ton of restaurants, a ton of everything you can imagine. I mean, it's funny because I was talking to a client who's moving here from New York, and she was like, "Do you have this?" And I was like, "Yes." "Do you have this?" And I was like, "Yes." Yes to everything. Like, we have it all. We have just a plethora of things. So that's important. Obviously, you need, things to do for your family. You need groceries, you need all that stuff. So speaking of groceries, if you don't know what H-E-B is, Google it, okay? H-E-B is a grocery store. It's a predominant grocery store here in San Antonio, and they just do it up really well. Like, not only are they a good grocer, but they are very competitive. You would think, because it's like the main game in town, you would think that because they are the main game in town that, they would jack up their prices and take advantage of that. But quite the opposite. They're very economical. I'm going to sit down if you don't mind. They're very economical, and if there's something that people like they will recreate it and brand it with their brand and then sell it off. And most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, their version is better than whatever it was that it was out there. One of the things that we like in San Antonio are tacos. So they do a barbacoa and Big Red. That's a big thing here. We actually have a festival that's called the Barbacoa and Big Red Festival. H-E-B does barbacoa and Big Red, and that's a weekend staple for families. They eat that. It's delicious. I mean, I know how to describe it, but I'll just let you try it when you get here, or when you move here. Guess what? I'll take you for some barbacoa tacos and Big Red. But yeah, so overall, Bulverde it's a special place. It's a little bit away from the city, but as you can tell around me, you're not giving up any amenities. Like, there's going to be great schools, low crime, great shopping, great access to everything. Like, it is a really good place to live. If you don't care about walkability, which there is some walkability within the neighborhood, but not to stores, not to shops like this. The walkable places are more downtown in different neighborhoods. But if this is the kind of if this is the kind of lifestyle that you need, where it's family friendly, low crime, and beautiful homes, and you can afford, you know, $500,000 on up, great. Bulverde is definitely a contender, right? It's somewhere that you want to look at. But if it's not, then there's tons of communities in San Antonio. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, please keep watching the videos, keep looking to see what it is. And if there's an area in San Antonio that you're interested in, do me a favor, hit me up, send me a message, let me know, say, hey Jesse, I want to know about this neighborhood. That way I could do a video for everybody else as well. Because if you're thinking about it, they're thinking about it too. I have a ton of videos coming, so please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of them. And just to wrap this up, I want to tell you what my take is on Bulverde. If I'm looking for a safe neighborhood, if I'm looking for a beautiful home that's built on solid rock, Bulverde would be the place to go. Not my thing. I actually like living in the city. I like, you know, the hustle and bustle. I like, you know, walkability and all that good stuff. That's why I live where I live. But if that's the kind of neighborhood that you're looking for, let's connect, right? Book an appointment, send me a text, send me an email, smoke signal, I'll answer them all. But know that I do have your back when you're moving to San Antonio. I think the housing market here has taken a slight dip. Like, I don't think home prices are gonna fall forever, but they have taken a little dip. So if you're thinking about buying a home and you need an aggressive agent to help you negotiate that, that's what I do for a living. I'm a negotiator. Typically I will get thousands of dollars either off the price or in concessions and that kind of stuff. So if you need an aggressive agent that's going to tell you the truth, because even if you know, I'm motivated by truth. I'm motivated by telling you what I believe and what I know. And if that means that it's not the area or the home for you, then I'll do that. So if you want honest feedback, you want somebody on your side, you know, somebody that knows the city that could help you, then I'm your guy. Let's connect, all right? But for now, you know, take a look at the other videos. If you have any questions, you know where to contact me. And man, I can't wait for you to move to San Antonio and we could meet each other, have some brisket at your housewarming party. Man, it's gonna be great. So till the next video, we'll see you next time.